reduce your exposure to them. If you're in a position in your life now where you are sort of conflicted with too many choices, or perhaps not enough choice in your life, there's one thing that can help you with that. Now, I'm talking specifically a close relationship with someone that, you've been in a relationship with or in a friendship with for quite a while now, and you want to sort of assess that to see whether or not you want to continue having that relationship with them or friendship. The biggest thing that can help you with understanding that, or understanding if you want to continue your relationship or friendship with them, is if you have some sort of element of doubt in your mind. It could surface fleetingly, it could surface, recurringly as well. I think the biggest thing you can do is reduce your exposure to them. What I mean by that is going no contact. Because if they really are your friend, or you're in a relationship with them, your girlfriend, boyfriend, they'll want to maintain, keep in touch, the friendship or relationship. Personal story, I had a friend who I sort of had been, good mates with for about 6 years, but we went to primary school together for years 4 to 6, and then went to different high schools. And so we got back in touch when I was about 20 years old, 19 years old. And so we had a friendship for, 6 years. We did a lot of stuff together, like, usual friends do. But at the end of the day, fast forward to now, I was 25, now I'm 26. He just wasn't good for me, and we, I'm not proud of some of the things we did, we'll go out and party, but just usual teenage, early 20s sort of thing. But it wasn't conducive to the lifestyle I wanted. Now, what I mean by that is it wasn't aligned with my values. And so I cut him off, and I think that is, although it's hard and cold-hearted, some people say, oh, you're so cold-hearted doing that. Well, no, I'm not. Because what would you rather? Would you rather be with someone that's not good for you, or to be alone? Because being alone allows you to recenter yourself, to understand where and what you're putting time into in your life. Because identifying what I'd identified, I'd allowed myself to recenter myself, to take check of what was actually important to my life. I moved to Thailand, where I'm now, not to run away, but to reset. And I think that's a real key takeaway from this video, is that if you can reduce your exposure to someone, you will have the utmost clarity of knowing how to redirect that initial sort of lost capacity to create something, to actually utilize your free time to do something that can teach people, to help people. And I think that's where Western society as a whole does lose touch. But anyway, I'm getting out of the train of thought that I'm in right now, because really this video is about reducing your exposure. So what I learned from that is that you don't need to give anyone an explanation. When you do it, you don't need to tell other people in your direct immediate family why you did that. They might ask you, oh, why did you do that? You don't have to tell them. You don't have to tell them. They are just nosy. They just want to know. They want to know to make themselves feel more reassured about stuff. People are just nosy in general. That's just life, and people aren't going to change. And so I've accepted that fact. He did contact me recently. And now this has been, I've been out of Australia. I've been out of Australia for 10 months. But he didn't contact me directly. He directly contacted my sister, who then contacted me. So it's interesting because your absence will always be under a mysterious cloud of why did they end it with me. Now this works for relationships as well. This is not, I'm just talking on a friendship level because this is my personal story. But if you're in a relationship with someone, you know, female, male, what have you, human psychology and human nature, this is all relative and relevant to and conducive to the same thought process, which is, you know, once you reduce your exposure, people want to know why, and they want to know for themselves. You know, that makes them second guess themselves, going, well, hang on, what was it because of me, or, you know, all of that. But at the end of the day, you don't need to give them anything. You don't owe anyone anything. You don't owe anyone anything. And that's the whole point of this video. Reduce your exposure. You don't own anyone anything. Because once you realize that, your whole perspective on life changes dramatically. It changes dramatically. Because there's no reason to stay in something if it doesn't suit you, if it's not conducive to a healthy well-being, a healthy mind, a healthy soul. You know, we might, whatever your thoughts are in terms of whether you think we live another life after this life, or we just completely die out. Time is the most valuable thing. And I know that's said around the world. It is a known fact. The most wealthy of people use money to help them save time, right? They might want to do something quickly because they've got the money to do it that way. I want to take the tollway in my car here in Thailand because I want to get somewhere a lot quicker than using the back streets. So I pay the extra money to do that. You see what I'm getting at? People come and go. So does time. But it's the right people that you reflect back on in your older years, that you've built memories with. And you only attract what you put out. And that's it, folks. That's period. That is what happens. It's what you think, to what you wear, to what you say. It all comes out. It all comes out. Might not be like straight away. Because of our phones, we've built up this whole sort of area of like quick gratification. You know what I mean? Like, we want it now. We want it tomorrow. We want it now. Like, it's just the burning desire for things to just quickly change is just through the roof. And life doesn't work that way. But I can guarantee you, if you sow the seeds for today, the fruits of tomorrow and potentially the coming weeks, months, years, you'll be glad. You'll be glad you did that. So always save a little bit of money for a rainy day. That's where that saying comes from. Always, you know, as any good farmer, always sows the seeds, and then the fruits of his labor come to fruition. And that's the moral of the story here, folks. Reduce your exposure because you do not own anyone anything. Period. I'll see you in the next one.